Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grab a Cuppa Knit and Chat. It is episode 17 and it's May 18th, 2024. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. Um, it's a little bit cloudy and windy outside, but it's nice. And I've got the window open, so you might hear some traffic noise. I do have a fan going beside me because, all right, let's get real. Hot flashes do happen. Um, Hence the reason I have cut all my hair off, which looks horrible right now, but we won't go there. Today is going to be just kind of a weird one. Um, let's see, what did I do today? I got up this morning and I went to a small fiber festival. I live in the Willamette Valley in Oregon, Central Oregon, and there was a little fiber festival. And when I say little, I mean small. It was at an elementary school in Scio, Oregon. It's called the Fat Little Lamb Wool Festival, Wool and Fiber Festival. I enjoyed it so much. So the vendors were open from, I think they said it was going to be from like 10 to 4 today, but I got there about 15 minutes early. I went in, I went to the restroom, I just kind of goofed off until it was time. And it was so nice compared to the black sheep and stuff like that that's in Albany, Oregon, where there's so many. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. So many vendors and so many people that you don't get to really look without being pushed and prodded and all this other stuff. So today I was able to maybe 10, maybe a few more. I want to say about 10 to 15 vendors. I was able to walk through and really look, and I was able to talk to the vendors and look at what they had and just kind of enjoy myself. And then I was able to walk back around, and then I got what I wanted, which was more than I intended. I mean, hello. Um, so what I got was a sock set, 2 full skeins, and 4 minis, which is not much. Oh, and I got lotion bars. I can still smell the sample on my hand just a little bit, and that was this morning, and here it is at 6 in the evening. Um, it's very faint though, because I've washed my hands several times, but that's how good they are. It's a lemongrass. And lip balms. Hang on, I'll get those. Okay. So we may get interrupted because the cat decided that whenever I opened up the door, she was going to come running in. Um, so I enjoyed myself. I usually don't have anybody go with me anymore to different events like this or to hang out like that. Um, I go by myself because my partner has been doesn't really enjoy that because I mean, get real, he's a fisherman and not a fiber enthusiast. You want out now? Um, so being able to go and really talk to people and know, um, really be able to talk to the vendors, that was really nice, and not be pushed and rushed when I was trying to pick. That was my thing. There was a lot of, I mean, it's a fiber festival, so there was a lot of fiber there. Um, But the first place that I bought from is Sunny Day Fiber. And I got this Christmas sock set. It's just called Christmas. And it is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100% happy yarn, 4-ply. So you've got the Christmas sock, and then you have the two little minis. It says 463 yards, 100 grams. So I'm not sure. Let's see, this mini, it's two 20-gram minis. So I'm not sure if this is, it looks like 100 grams. But I liked it. I got it. And they are Sunny Day Fiber. And it doesn't say, it says in rainy Portland. So there you go. They had so much to choose from. It was really hard this time of year on whether or not to, because she had like two of the Christmas sock sets. Did I want to get Christmas sock sets, or did I want to get springy sock sets? I got a Christmas sock set. It's okay. The next place that I got yarn from is called Wild Poppy Yarns. And you guys know I moved to Oregon from Seattle, and look exactly what that looks like. It's called Electric Denim, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 437 yards, 4-ply. Yeah, dead on ringer, right? That is so good. And then the other one is superwash merino and nylon as well, but it didn't come with a yarn band. And that's another really good Seahawks color. So my partner is going to get probably like a Musselboro hat out of one of these, probably this one, and then a pair of socks out of that one. Although he keeps telling me that I don't need to make him anything else, but I have learned that I am a process knitter. I just like to sit and knit. So as long as there's somebody that I can gift knits to, I'm fine. I think I've talked about it before. I have a basket at work in my cubicle that has there's my first Tunisian crocheted blanket is there. There's hats. I think that's all that's in there right now, but I crocheted a basket, and I took that basket to work, and I put all the hats in it so that any of my clients that come in, or any of my coworkers, it's the wrong time of year right now, but as long as I'm filling it up, then in the fall and winter time, we'll have some to hand out. Also, these were both at Wild Poppy Yarns. I also got these two little DK minis there. Let's give them each their due. Oh, and there's a hair. Aren't those cute? And then I got these two fingering minis. There we go. Maybe. There we go. So, as you know, if you've been here before, I'm always on the lookout for minis. So, speaking of which, the minis that I get from row 1, which I forgot to... So, as you'll see, episode 16 is more like just a really quick 10-minute check-in, because that was a really bad day. I did a whole video and it turned out really bad. I wasn't able to upload it, so I did a quick check-in as episode 16. I think I did that last week. But in the video, I was not going to post it because I ranted and raved about mental health and having to take a day off, and my knitting was so bad, and I haven't had days like that in a long time, and you didn't need to hear it. So that's why. So I have Row 1 minis. If you didn't know, it's a little subscription where they send different dyers every month. They'll send 10 gram minis. And some of these came this month, like Goddess came this month. I think Lilac came this month. Jeans came this month. The Coldwater, Daylily, Lavalle. I can't remember which ones came this month and which came last month. But in the video that didn't get posted, I showed the Row 1 minis, and this is the second month that I've gotten them. And one or two I've used for heels and toes on a pair of socks, which they're perfect for that. It's great. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to do these more solid colors, just put them in stash for heels and toes, or add them to what I'm doing here. And I put them in my, this is my little container for this. See? I put them, sorry, in here, and I am crocheting squares. There's one. So I'm just doing granny squares. Yep, that's it. Just granny squares. Isn't that wonderful? They're just so cute. And then that's what I'm going to do with my Row 1 minis. Because I was like, oh, I wanted minis. I wanted them for heels, toes, and cuffs. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do the, like I said, the more solid colors. This one has a little bit of speckle to it, but it's cute. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to put them in there or do I not? That's why these are left whole, because I had them in my stash. And quite frankly, I think, because I get this every month, I think the more solid colors do need to go in my stash for heels, toes, and cuffs. Because look at this. This is my Yarnable from this month. I haven't broke into it yet. It is called Berry Citrus Bliss. This is on their plush sock, which is a 85-15 superwash nylon. And I'm thinking maybe that. Or this. Or why not both? Cuff, heel, toe. I don't think that would look very good. It's not very contrasty, but look at that. I just saw that. That's kind of cute. This is really bright, and these are more muted, and I really like that combination. The more muted with the bright. I'm getting colors from Row 1 and from Yarnable that I would have never picked if I went to buy them myself, which is really good. So I'm really excited about getting Row 1 and Yarnable subscriptions. Oh, look, this one right here would be cute with that I got today. Or the orange. Oh, man. Look at this. That could be, That's a sock set right there to me. Just add a different color to it. And it kind of blends in right there. There we go. There's a sock set. Awesome. Okay. Done and done. No more second guessing. That's it. I'm putting them in the bag together. So in case you didn't know, Crazy Sock Lady, Kay Litton, on YouTube and Instagram and in her Ravelry, she's always the Crazy Sock Lady, which is amazing, is starting sock camp, summer sock camp 2024 this coming Friday, which is the 24th of May, which is the weekend of Memorial Day. And hello. So you can make as many pairs of socks as you want, any kind of socks you want. You can knit them, you can crochet them. She has prizes throughout. You post them. I think she said it can be whips or new, but I think the cast on day, I'm going to work on these. This will be my first pair. Sorry. In case you don't, grab something to drink. Hot, cold, whatever. You can put me on pause. This is Grab a Cuppa, and we're just chatting. And I call it Grab a Cuppa Knit and Chat, but really I do all kinds of crafts. The knit and chat is just usually when I show my knitting or my crocheting, and I'm trying to get more things going. I started a quilt today, but we'll get into that in a minute because I'm showing you my acquisitions first because I went to that cute fiber festival, and when I left the fiber festival I went to the quilt store and it was just amazing. But the other place that I stopped at was Celestial Farms, and this is a lemongrass beeswax lotion bar. Oh, I love the smell of this. This is what I said was on the sample, and I could smell mostly around my wrist a little bit. And then this is raspberry lemonade. Oh my gosh. If you like the smell of fresh made pink lemonade with strawberries, or what's it at, is it Red Robin that has the strawberry freckle lemonade or whatever it is? That's what it reminds me of, even though it's raspberry. And I got the little tin to put those in whenever I open them up. It just sits down in there. And then she had some lip balms. Let's see. Sorry about the glares. This is strawberry lip balm. It's beeswax, almond oil flavoring, and coloring. But that's the strawberry lip balm. And then I got pink lemon. Why not? Raspberry pink lemonade. Pink lemon. And then this is the strawberry. Oh God, that smells so good. It's amazing. So yeah, that was my haul for today from the Fiber Festival. And like I said, I went to the quilt shop, which is on the way home, a little town about 15 miles away. And again, it was just a day where I was looking at these amazing quilts that they've done and looking at all of the wonderful things. And one of the workers walked up and was talking to me, and we got to talking about how I am horrible at doing half square triangles. And there was this one quilt that was made that has, I call it snuggly bears, gorgeous quilt, and it had half square triangles in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do that. And she said she did. She didn't do the one that was hanging there, and she struggles with it too. And it's just amazing. I'll show you. I'm going to show you all of the materials that I got, which I'm doing a little series on it. So I've already recorded me ironing the panel. This is the Snuggly Bears panel. Aren't they cute? They're just so adorable, right? And there's 16 different bear squares. And what I'm doing is each one of these squares plus a 1/2 inch of the green border is a 9.5 inch. This is Morris Creative Group 2023. So one of the things that she was telling me was when I iron the material to use a little bit of spray starch when I iron it, so it kind of stiffens the fabric a little bit. So when you cut the squares, it helps you get the squares cut. So with that, I'm using this. You can't really see it. It's kind of a gray and tan mix. These hearts here, they're from the same collection. So they're part of one of the fabrics that goes with the bears. I'm using the dark gray. I'm using the tan, and it's the same material as this gray here, only in tan. And then this is going to be my binding. And what it is the bear and this one are 9.5 inch squares, and they're going to sit like that to each other. And then in this section here, in the open spot here, will be a 7-inch square, which will be this in the tan, surrounded with 3-inch strips on 2 sides of the dark gray. And then of course the light bluish gray is going to be the binding. And then I have a whole bunch more of the gray model, and what do they call it? It's called Tarnish Tex Dark Gray. So it's a tarnish texture. Let's see if I can get it. You really can't see it that much. Can you see the brown one? Kind of. That's more like it. So I've got those, and I have, this is like 3 yards of that. And I'm thinking that that might be the backing, because quite frankly, I'm not sure if I want to go get more material. That's some that the gray textured one is one that I had in my stash. So I had the 3-yard piece and a little over a yard on another piece, and I think that the 1-yard piece will be enough to do 7-inch squares. So I'm using my Last Homely House quilt planner's notebook, or quilt planning notebook, and I wrote down where I wanted to place and what colors I wanted to place where. And I am using this pattern, San Julian by Villa Rose Designs. And this pattern uses fat quarters, but you can see here how there's a 9.5-inch square, 9.5-inch square, a 7-inch square, and a 7-inch square. and then the 3-inch strips are on those 7-inch squares to make it 9.5 inch. And it's just kind of stair stepping where the strips are here. So mine is going to be a bear, a heart, a bear, a heart, a bear, a heart. And that's how I'm going to mix them up, because I want it to be, I don't want all of these to be bears and all of these to be hearts. I kind of want to mix it up. I think that would be cute. Let me write that. I can remember that for a minute. Anyway, so I did a quick little video, the first video of the series of me ironing the bear panel, and I was going to video the cutting of the bear panel squares. I don't have a square big enough for a 9.5 inch. So I had a credit on Amazon, and I went on and I looked and I ordered a 9.5 inch square ruler, and it'll be here sometime midweek. And well, we're waiting on that. So I may start that video again, because if you've been here a while, you will know that me, Maggie, is not good at editing. Only because I haven't been taught, and I don't really have a whole lot of equipment. I'm filming on my tablet, which is a Microsoft Pro whatever. Sometimes I film on my phone. So doing editing is hard for me. I think I just found out how to put in a cute little card at the beginning of the video. I think you saw it on the check-in. I'm going to try to do it on this one. That's about as far as I've gotten. So we'll see how that works out. If I need to start completely over and just maybe not show the ironing of the material, and just start with the cutting of the material and kind of do a better little explanation. I don't know. But I also got another pattern. I'm moving a lot today. Moving around a lot. I got this one. It's called Hillside Charm. And this one has a panel in the middle, and then you have small squares and strips, and then you're going around it with squares, and then you're doing strips on the corner and squares here. I think those are 5-inch squares, because it says you need 72 5-inch squares. Now, if I was going to do that, I could do this one with the bears, but I don't want to do this one with the bears. I like the other one better, where I can split them up and you can see each snuggly bear in its own glory, because there's 16 snuggly bears and I love it. Anyway, I'm going to try that. This is also by Villa Rose Designs. And the lady at the quilt shop told me you can go on villarosedesigns.com, and each one of the little cards that you have for them, then you can put in each card, so that whenever you go to the shop, if you buy another card, you can look at an app and see which ones you already have. Because if you're anything like me, you would say, oh, that's so cute, I love that, and then you get home and you've got the card already. And I really love the postcard things. And here's something, if you know of anybody who does this for like knitting patterns, it's kind of a simple knitting pattern, that would be amazing. Especially even if it's just a picture of the pattern, and then like what uh, what yarns are suggested, how many yards, what needles, if you need any notions like buttons or anything like that. I would love to have cards like this for knitting. That would be like so amazing. Um, and I also have one more of her patterns that I've gotten before, and it's called Tulsa Town, and it's just strips. And yeah. Let's see, what else am I doing? Oh, let me show you. So those crocheted granny squares with the row one minis that I'm doing. Oh, here's a little basket that I crocheted. Isn't it cute? It's a stiff side one. The other ones that I've made are not stiff side. And I got a little leather handle and sewn it on with some pink that I used in here. This was using nothing but scraps. I just grabbed 7 skeins of scrap yarn. I didn't care if the colors matched, and they really kind of don't, but they kind of do. When they're all together, it doesn't really matter to me. And I just whipped it up. That is something I found on YouTube. But let's see the Southwest something. Where's my Kindle? Crochet Southwest is what it's called. Crochet Southwest Spirit by Susan Kennedy is the book. She has a YouTube video. It's called The Artisan Market Basket, I think. She has a YouTube video that shows you how to make these. It's amazing. I love it. So the row one minis takes, they're 10 grams. It takes about 5 grams. I hold those double. So when you get the mini and you take the label off, it's like I pull from the inside, from the middle, and I pull from the outside, and I hold them double, and I make those crocheted squares. It makes them DK. And then there's about 5 to 6 grams left, and I roll them up into a little ball, and I did it. I started a jelly roll blanket, fingering weight. This is my first row. This is not all row ones. This is row one. This is I think some other ones. This is a row one. I'm not using just row ones in here. I'm doing whatever fingering weight scraps I have left. I'm going to, I showed this to you. I'm going to move this one marker up. It's on here for my front marker, but there we go. I moved it up. And I'm using my signature, what size is this? It helps if I put my glasses on. 2.75 signature needles, straight needles. They're out of business. The crazy sock lady showed hers, and they're like 7-inch straight needles, and I love them. I wish I had found them a long time ago. I have these, and I have a size 1. I wish they weren't out of business. They were expensive. Not gonna lie, they were expensive. But I got mine when they were going out of business. So I didn't pay as much as they really were, and that's probably why they're going out of business, but I don't want to speculate. So this is the jelly roll blanket. She has it in DK weight and fingering weight now. It's on Ravelry. I'll try to remember to put all this stuff in the description, but I don't always. Okay, so, and I'm sorry. I'm I'm getting there. I'm trying to get there. The last thing is my Jethro cardigan by Tanis Fiber Arts. Here we go. I got the button band, I got the hem. I don't have the buttons on it because I haven't blocked it. So I'm not good with buttonholes. My buttonholes are just kind of, I don't know, they look funky. I'm hoping whenever I block that they open or they do like they're supposed to when the yarn blooms. But yeah, it was like, I don't know. It's one of those bind off to, and then on the next row back you chain two, and yeah. But I just started on the first sleeve, so I have the needles in. I did a pickup. I did the pickup of all my stitches, and I did one round, so that's how much I've done in my sleeve so far. But I will put it on and let you see. Let's see. What is it? Okay. It's really, really cropped, and I'm hoping my bind off, I think my button band is messing it up. I think my bind off is way too tight. See there? It really rides up, and it feels kind of tight at the top. And I'm wondering if I should take that bind off out and redo it. But this right here is nothing but a scrappy one. I just wanted to see how the fit was. This is a size 5. It's supposed to have positive ease. I don't like how short it is. I don't like my bind off. And this is gonna sound silly, but someone at the Fiber Festival today asked me, have you ever went up a needle size when you did your bind off? And I'm like, boom, mind blown, because no one's ever mentioned it, or I don't remember ever hearing it. For those of you that don't know, I'm pretty much a self-taught knitter. No one knitted in my family. I'm the first, as far as I know. My mom didn't, my grandmothers didn't. They all crocheted. They all sewed. My grandmother quilted. That kind of thing. So, yeah, no. Bind off. Seriously? I saw a bigger needle? Okay. I was doing toe up socks, and I could never get the bind off on the cuff to where it was stretchy enough. And that's what we were talking about, because I started doing cuff down because I really like the Flegel heel for the toe up socks. I like the afterthought heel for socks, don't get me wrong, but I'm like somebody else. After you get done knitting the sock down to the toe, you really don't want to have to go back and do a heel. And I get how some people think about, why am I knitting socks? I'm just, that yarn's expensive. You don't have to use expensive yarn. You don't have to use indie dyed yarn. You don't have to do any of that. You can go to Joann's. You can go to Michael's. You can get Patton's Croy. You can get whatever. Just whatever. Cheap. it doesn't matter. A sock is a sock. If you enjoy knitting, you enjoy knitting. If you enjoy knitting socks, then you enjoy knitting socks. And quite frankly, we have enough grandchildren and children that I can knit socks all year and give everybody 3 or 4 pairs of socks for birthdays and Christmas and stuff. Um, I would like to replace my store bought socks with hand knitted socks, but on top of that, I would like to keep some of my store bought socks because when I go to the beach and I go clamming and I'm in the surf, I don't want my wool socks on my feet are that I made. And that sounds a little funky, but there's something about me getting salt water on my socks that I just don't enjoy. Um, I'm like everybody else. I'll go to Costco and buy a pack of wool socks that are tall socks that I can wear with my rubber boots in the surf and I don't have to worry about it. Um, Same thing with working outside. I'm sorry if I'm working outside in the yard and I have on my Crocs or my clog shoes. I'm not going to have socks on with them. So I don't know. I'm weird that way. Um so what else are we going to talk about? Let's see. We're about 41 minutes in. Let's see. I told you about Crazy Sock Ladies summer sock camp starting next week. Um Andrea Mowry she just put out her traveler's hat pattern, and next weekend she's gonna do her annual weekend sock knit along or hat knit along, spring hat knit along, using the traveler's hat pattern. um I think flannel and pearls was gonna go along with somebody else's idea on his Patreon about a book and socks. But let's talk Patreon for a minute. I'm going to go off the rail. I'm not going to go off the rail. I am a Patreon member to the Last Homely House. I enjoy that. I get a video a week. I get a couple of little snippets. I'm in a low tier Patreon membership. Mostly because I've ordered. I this is the only thing that I've ever ordered that had to come by mail from there. Because it is in the UK, and I have gotten the pattern download for the English paper piecing pincushion. I love this, so I've done that. But that's a download. Um, and I really enjoy her channel. She has the garden channel, she has the quilting channel, and it's not just the quilting channel, it's the whole thing. And her Patreon is start to finish something, or something of that nature, or whatever. It's just, I don't know, I enjoy it. um I can't join a lot of Patreons, and that's the way most of us are. I feel like that's the way most of us are. Um, Wool Needles and Hands has a free Patreon. Flannel and Pearls has somewhat of a free Patreon. But you don't really get to see anything, and you have to join their Patreon to be able to see, like, Wool Needles and Hands. You have to join her Patreon to be in on the sweater knitting things that she's doing, which I totally get it. She's basically teaching a class. Awesome. I'm considering that one. Um, I really am. That is something that I can support and support the channel and the Patreon because it's something that is constructive. Okay. Paying $10 a month for a Patreon to see 3 extra videos a month is not great. The Last Homely House has a little bit more in hers. I think Taylor Earl with Wool Needles and Hands has a little bit more in hers. Not real great. I am not going to do a Patreon just to have you join me do something unless it's like Taylor Earl with Wool Needles and Hands where I'm teaching you how to do something or we learning how to do something together. That's the type Patreons that, and Patreon's great. If if a channel uses it and it helps them to stay up, it's I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's the content that they put in Patreon. If it's something that you can put on YouTube for free and have people watch, I'm not going to pay for it. I mean, there's some that do. I'm just getting myself into a hole. It's just my thing. I like the fact that there's some real substance behind it, and that's what gets me to join a Patreon. The whole series thing of Kate on the Last Homely House teaching Anna how to make her first quilt. That's amazing. It's priceless information, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'm being a little picky with my money. But anyway, I do love some Patreons. And I was thinking about going along with Crazy Sock Ladies Summer Sock Camp. And I think Knitty Natty from Love and Stitches does some kind of sock knitting in the summer. And I don't know who else does what. And there's this book and sock along. So tell me in the comments, do you like to knit and read at the same time? Or do you like to watch YouTube and knit or crochet or hand sew or English paper piece or cross stitch or whatever it is that you do? Do you do that while you're sitting and watching TV? Do you do that while you're watching movies? Because I knit and walk. When I'm at work, I have a small thing, like I'll have a little sock project or whatever in a little bag that I can put on my wrist, and I knit and I take my walk on my breaks, and it helps me to relax and get some fresh air and get some sunshine, and I'm feeling like I'm doing something for me and I'm all good. Sometimes I have my earbuds in and I can listen to my audiobook while I do that, while I'm outside knitting and walking. Sometimes I have my earbuds in and I'm talking to my partner. It doesn't make that much of a difference. I have seen where people have their Kindle and they have it like I have my tablet on, I guess you could say, a music stand type thing in front of me. I've seen people that Taylor Earl found this cute triangular pillow thing that holds your books. So she reads like actual books on that stand. She found it on Amazon and knits. I'm not that great. I can't read an actual book and knit, but I can listen to my audiobook and knit. Or I can watch YouTube or watch a movie or whatever and knit. So I wonder if anybody else can do that or walk and knit. I really do need to walk and knit more because I need to get out, because knitting is that sit down The only thing that you're really moving is your hands, and it's not very much, and your arms are against your body in a certain way for long periods of time. Uh, your shoulders, you have to remember, I have to remember to roll my shoulders when I'm knitting, because I start doing that tense knitting and I start wearing my shoulders as earrings, I've noticed. Um, so yeah, do you do anything like that? I think Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady actually crochets dishcloths or pot holders while she's doing her treadmill in the morning. So I don't know if she runs or if she walks, but she gets on her treadmill and she has her stuff and she has a book and it's unreal. But it's the same thing that I do, only she's doing it on a treadmill. Um, so yeah, then you have no excuse about weather, which makes sense. But I don't want a treadmill, because then, if you've really seen my craft room, you would know there's like really nowhere to put it. And that's something. It's Memorial Day weekend this weekend. So I have a 3-day weekend, and I want to come in here and really clean. It's just that I take things out and I don't put them back, and I really need to start putting them back. But I digress. Anyway, so it was fun just sitting and chatting. I hope you enjoy this. Look out for the Grab a Cuppa crafting videos coming soon. Hopefully that ruler will get here and I can start cutting my squares. I have an 8-inch ruler. I can do the I think I have an 8-inch ruler. I do. I have an 8-inch square. So I can cut the 7-inch squares. I just can't cut the 9.5-inch squares, because all of the rulers that I have only go up to 8-inch. So yeah. There you go. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you're able to do crafting and relax and do what makes you happy. And until next time, bye.